Good morning. Welcome to the update from the bunker on the 1st of May. It's the start of a new month and all very exciting out there. Throwing it down the rain at the moment here in France, but all is good. And as we're seeing the restrictions start to be lifted in various places now from Spain, Italy, France, Luxembourg and Germany. And I think the UK has got an announcement next week, which is encouraging. We're going to see some movement towards going back to whatever the new normal looks like, but at least we can start making some progress. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are obviously concerned and worried and panicking about their business and sales and how do we get back to where we were and all those sort of things going on. And one of the challenges is they're all looking at it the same way. They're all taking this one particular perspective. And the people who are doing really well, not just through this, but will come out of this very strong, are those that are very creative, innovative. I don't like the word pivot. It's ridiculous, but they do something different. They make a change, they change direction, change strategy. So a little demonstration for you. Now, this is something you can join in with if you like. You've got nothing else to do. You're sat at home, so you can do this. Grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, blank piece of paper. And what I'd like you to draw is just draw a coffee mug for me. Just draw me a coffee mug on a piece of paper. And when you've done that, just sort of sit back, look at it. And then what you've probably drawn is something like this. That is probably what you've drawn. Most people draw a mug that's something similar to that. It's in perspective. It's taken from a view looking just slightly up and across and down at the mug. Now, I was trained as a draftsman back in the Middle Ages, middle of last century, and we were taught not to think just in perspective, but just to think in terms of first angle and third angle projections. And we could design a complex item or product by developing it onto a piece of what was Melanex or paper back then, and then we do a first angle, third angle projection, which is only in 2D, not 3D, it's 2D. We think in 3D. Now, what happens is when we have a situation like the COVID-19 virus or the panic in our business or challenges in the business, we only think about it in a certain way. We have a particular perspective that we take and we look at it the same way. Now, if you drew that mug that way, well, that's great. Most people do. However, you could draw the mug like that. Now that is looking at the mug from the bottom up, just the base of the mug, and there's the handle sticking out there. It's still the same mug, but it doesn't actually tell you what it is. You have to think about it. You have to do some bit of research, a bit of working around it. Or you could do the mug from just the top looking down, which would then look like that. There's the rim of the mug, there's the handle sticking out the side, but that could be a tennis racket, it could be a bat of some sort, it could be anything. It doesn't tell us what it is. We need a different perspective on it, but it's the same mug. But we don't think like that. You could also draw the mug looking at it from the back. There's the mug with the handle sticking out straight towards you. It's the same mug, but you've got no real idea what it is because it doesn't give you perspective. And finally, you could draw the mug like this. I'm not a freehand artist, as you can tell. That's looking at the mug straight on. Now, if I said to you before we had started this conversation, what's that? You'd have no idea. It's a rectangle. It's just it's a rectangle. That's all it is, a black framed rectangle on a white piece of paper. Or it's a frame of white round black rectangle. Sorry, whatever. Doesn't tell you what it is. And that's a challenge. We're looking at the panic situation that we're in now, looking at the situation for marketing and sales. We're all thinking the same way. We're all looking at the subject from the same perspective. And the way to get through this is not to think the same way. It's to think different. It's to bring other people into the business, to look at your situation, your mug, and go, well, what else do you see here? Yes, we see a mug. What else do you see? How can we adapt and change? What's a different perspective? What's a different look to it? What's a different angle? And if you can do that, then you may see the same business from a totally different light and you'll see different opportunities. So it depends what business you're in, but whether you are in the food business or the oil and gas business or the accounting business, there's a different perspective to be had. And the way to do that, see, let's say you're an accountant and you speak to another accountant and say, hey, what do you think? Things are tough right now. That accountant will look at your business and the situation in exactly the same way that you do, have the same perspective. You'll see the same mug in the same way. If you spoke to a mechanic and he had a look or she had a look at your company and said, I see this, I see that, or look at it differently, that might spark up some ideas for you, some opportunities you don't see because they look at it differently. They don't have the same perspective as you have. And because we're all conditioned or primed to see things in a certain way, we can't help it. It's a cognitive bias. We all do it. We all look at things in the same way because we've been conditioned and trained, and that's how we live our lives. We live our lives in a perspective world of 3D. So we're bound to see coffee mugs or whatever in that particular view. Get somebody who doesn't think like you think. Get them to have a look at your situation, your challenge, your business, whatever it is, and ask them, what do they see? What could be done different? Because you can't, you're too close to it. And that's the one challenge I find with being in business for business owners is they're too close. They don't see the perspective that other people see. So if you drew the mug in that 3D sort of perspective first, then yeah, of course you did. Most people do. If you drew that first, well, you probably need professional help of some sort, but you're perceiving things in a different way. So to get somebody to perceive and look at your business and your situation, get somebody different, get somebody from outside your sector, outside your business to have a look at it and give you some creative ideas. That's where the best ideas are going to come from because, simply put, we're all looking at the same thing and seeing the same thing as well. So that was a bit of fun. I hope it was a bit of fun, but it demonstrates that perspective, a different perspective can be really powerful. Seeing the same thing from a different view, different angle can give you different perspective and a different take on it as well, different opportunities. So that was a bit of fun and helpful, and try it. Get somebody who's outside your business to have a look at it and give you an opinion on it. You might not like what they say, but they may just spot that one golden opportunity that you have missed because you're seeing that coffee mug in the same way as you always have. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Saturday. Hopefully the rain has stopped, and have a great day. Stay safe, stay away from people, and I'll see you tomorrow, and bye for now.